Another report to tell you about, an interesting one. New statistics show that men and women in the U.S. are living longer than ever. According to the wild and crazy folks at the Society of Actuaries, the average 65-year-old is living well into his 80s. But what does a longer lifespan mean for corporate pension plans and your nest egg? Rick Jones is here to tell us. He's senior retirement consultant at Aon Hewitt. Mr. Jones, welcome. Good to have you here. These numbers are quite something. They indicate that life expectancy in the United States for 65-year-old men and women are up about 2 years. For women, a 65-year-old woman can expect to live to almost 89, a male well past 86. This means that pension funds will have to pay benefits longer. How much more will companies have to put into those funds to cover those benefits?
That's a great question. We anticipate that over time, the average traditional pension plan will see its costs increase on the order of 7% following the release of the statistics yesterday by the Society of Actuaries.
All right, so what does that mean? That you can't count on your company to help you through your old age and you're pretty much on your own? I mean, do we have to rely on our 401ks?
Well, the promises that have already been made in the pension plans today need to be stood behind, and there's federal laws that, as well as a federal insurance guarantee system that suggests that those pensions need to be secured to the extent that they're earned. On a go-forward basis, many more companies are shifting to 401k type of programs so that individuals are responsible for their own investments and managing their own stream of lifetime payments.
So with respect to those existing obligations, which you say are now going to be 7% more expensive, where does that money come from? Does it come out of company profits? Does it come out of the dividends that a company like General Electric might otherwise pay to its investors?
All of the above. It could be a cash need that would otherwise defray their ability to pay dividends or buy back shares or invest in other parts of the business. And it'll have income statement implications as well.
You know, one of the good news that we're saying we're living longer, but the bad news is that means we have to have enough money for the retirement. What advice are you giving people about how they should deal with their 401ks? How much should you contribute? How often should you contribute? And what are the risks?
Well, starting early, you've all seen the studies that suggest you start early. We suggest that you start at the beginning of your career and save on the order of 15%. Beyond that, there's things that you can do to control your own retirement, like thinking about the right retirement age for you, so you've accumulated the right amount, relying on automated features, target date funds, and other investment techniques which are intended to help you best manage your investments, and then effective drawdown techniques so that you can manage your dollars effectively over your life expectancy during your retirement years. So
two questions there. When you say timing your retirement age, I hear that as code for we better plan to work longer, Rick.
That's a good decoding, yes.
Very well. Now, let me ask you one other question without wonking out here. There have been quite a few companies that have taken their pension obligations and basically bundled them and, as I understand it, bought an annuity from a large insurer, whether it's a Prudential or whatever. What does that do to their obligation, and does it take their pension out from the insurance coverage under the PBGC?
Well, the part of your first question is, yes, it does take the obligation off of their books to the extent that they're fully relieving their obligation and shifting it over to an insurance company. That does mean that those individuals are no longer available for PBGC coverage, which is this federal insurance guarantee program for pensions. They would be eligible for the state insurance guarantees, so there's a shift from the federal pension guarantee to the state insurance guarantees.
All right, interesting conversation, Rick. Obviously, work longer, save 15%, and keep your fingers crossed. Rick Jones, thanks very much.